Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And God, we're doing another video about the Galactic Starcruiser.
In a way, yes.
In a way, we're going to talk about how more Disney fan blogs and personalities, influencers, are turning on the Galactic Starcruiser. You know, it's interesting. There's supporting evidence out there now. We talked about before that all the immersion that was planned for Galaxy's Edge is hidden behind the paywall.
We talked about it at length. For quite a while now. Since before the hotel was even, it was like from more than a year you've been talking about this.
Yeah, in fact, if you go out to Mice Chat from 2019, you can see a lot of what was planned.
They were talking about it too.
Yeah, a lot of what was planned. I mean, look at this. The original version of the bar had like aliens swimming and all kinds of crazy.
Now, to be honest, when you have like the blue sky to what you actually get, normally changes because you have to figure out budgets or this wouldn't work because of some rule changed or they couldn't get something or things change, and it usually isn't as extensive as they originally planned it to be. That's not unusual, but there was a lot.
There was another ride. It was supposed to be like a Bantha ride or a Dewback ride. Lots of things that they cut. Now, Blog Mickey has gone out and actually found the smoking guns, the proof. And again, these are rumors that we had heard before.
They talked about.
They went out and found the concept art, and it is a lot of what was supposed to be in Galaxy's Edge for everybody, kind of like the Wizarding World, where a lot of the events that go on there are for everybody, just general admission, and they paywalled it with the Galactic Starcruiser. We've got people like Len Testa, long time Disney fan, runs touring plans saying you can't really believe the bloggers. Again,
no. And everything he was saying that he was hearing from people, we've mentioned, like the one comment that we mentioned specifically, we were mentioning the same thing. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 259,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk an awful lot about Disney. Sorry, guys.
I am so effing sick of talking about this.
This is my fault.
Starcruiser.
I wanted to do this video because I wanted to make a point. That's why we're doing it. And there's a joke we want to put in here too that we thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, we'll mention that. But we did work in and around Disney for a number of years. We actually had another Disney theme park blog before Pirates and Princesses, and we had media access, and so we kind of understand the thought process behind what's going on here, which is basically if you want to get invited to Disney media events, you have to say nice things.
Right, and we're going to talk about that. That's the unstated, well, sometimes stated rule.
Very, very explicitly stated.
And they were joking with people like, sitting behind you with brass knuckles, making sure you write the right stuff. We told you, not brass knuckles, but we told you. They literally sat behind Neon to make sure he was using the correct hashtags in the correct manner. We've told you this all before.
Where's your cupcake picture? You didn't post it like everybody else did.
You need to take it at a better angle, and you need to make sure that you have the right hashtag in the right order.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. And I'll be honest, I mean, there's so many people out there that want media access with Disney. I can tell you firsthand, it is not worth it because you are not going to be allowed to say what you want to say. You're not going to be a consumer advocate as far as they're concerned, and they will explicitly tell you this. You're basically an employee of the company, but you're getting paid in cupcakes. Yeah,
you're part of the family until you're no longer a family member.
Yeah, at that point,
it's like the mafia.
Pretty much.
And then you're not the family anymore.
A lot of people are lifelong Disney fans. And some of them, if given the opportunity, would probably want to be Disney fans until the day they died.
Yeah, this is the Onion, obviously. But it's funny because everybody's calling them out. I mean, they announced their planned community, all this shit with the Starcruiser. Everybody's calling them out. So yeah, the Onion, they unveiled their new mass grave where fans could be buried alive with favorite characters forever.
So I'm sure it's probably more than $6,000.
Probably. Well, everybody keeps saying Walt keeps turning over in his grave. That's how you can just keep turning with him.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
It's a joke, obviously. Better make that clear because some dippo will be like, well, that's not true. That's a joke, you idiot.
Chapek went on to announce his retirement, saying there was no more he could do after finally realizing all the goals of Disney's famed cradle-to-grave business model.
No, wait. I like the line before it. Hold on. It says about Disney Genie Plus users can purchase a lightning lane selection.
Oh, my God.
Skip the line to pass into the next world even faster, all while choking to death on pixie dust that will be shoved into their mouths by Tinkerbell herself.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Anyway,
I love
yeah.
it so much.
I mean, this is The Onion, right? But everybody's starting to see it. This is what Disney is. They're worse now, I think, with Chapek in some regards. But back to this, Blog Mickey dug up some of the concept art.
We're going to show you the proof of what we've been talking about all this time.
Yeah, so
Thanks to Blog Mickey.
Props to them. Yeah, this show, the Kylo Ren Rey showdown, was supposed to be part of just a basic entertainment experience. You know? And there's not much entertainment at all in Galaxy's Edge. And we mentioned before about the droids needing to be there. Like, look, this is the original concept art. Now, this is back when I think it was original trilogy, because we have R2 and C-3PO.
It's like an Akbar type character.
Yeah, and that is well documented, actually.
Plus, the spires are grassy and green. They're not like so sparse and dark and.
Yeah, they're probably like they were trying to. It's in California and Florida, and it's hot, and they're probably like, well, how do we keep this?
Right.
I'm like, works at Pandora, I mean,
yeah. So you can start going down. They address everything we've been telling you.
Yeah, so this actually looks more Star Wars to me, especially with the aliens walking around, droids. We've got X-Wing fighter pilots. I mean, that's what we were promised. When they showed us the concept art, this is what we were promised. It was supposed to be a living, breathing Star Wars immersive
like
experience.
The hotel?
Like the hotel.
With their new characters, stuff like that. So here's where we're going to go down to it. And then we're talking about Calicori Club?
Yeah.
This was the original, the restaurant they were going to have in there, the club they were going to have in there originally. And guess what? It was Gaia then, too.
It was. But, it seems like they cut some corners here. Even the stage, I'm looking at the stage, I'm like, you need some other animatronic aliens or something. This does not look like an authentic Star Wars experience. This looks to me like, cosplayers at a convention.
Mm-hmm. That's what cosplayers at a convention do better.
Yeah, here's the original concept art for her.
Right. She was going to be the proprietor and the performer, just like she is the Starcruiser they mentioned. Yeah. And then they were going to, this is where it turned to other things. We talked about, we'll go back to the other article for that. But they were talking about how it was supposed to be, it was a converted bathhouse. There'd be a cantina upstairs and a table service dinner show on the lower level. That's a dinner show that the executive supposedly said that, we don't need to do that because people will be more entertained taking selfies of themselves and hashtagging and advertising for us.
Yeah, that actually was, here we go. They talked about it. And they said the most cynical execs in Burbank defended the removal of the dinner show by insisting visitors would Instagram photos of their high-priced cocktails and thus be entertained just as much as they would have been watching an expensive to operate dinner show with droids, and it looks like some aliens in here. Yeah.
There's like animatronics and things.
Yeah.
Wow, what a concept.
What a concept.
We told you that. Okay, this is the one that I know you get pissed about because you brought it up many times.
I have brought it up many times because how hard would it be to have droids roaming around Star Wars?
Okay, on their defense on this one, I can kind of understand why. You have a lot of people walking around. Someone's going to get hurt. They're going to trip over a droid. They're going to break something. They're going to get sued. Or you got these people in there, and there's people when they get drunk or whatever, they would definitely flip that droid over or do what they could to trash it. So in their defense on this one, I can kind of understand the decision here. But, they could have put them beside, droids that would move in a certain roped off area. Or something like that, there could have been ways to still incorporate it, but I kind of get why they changed that one.
It's interesting though. Here's again concept art, and they actually had to scrub the droids from the concept art because they had. Let's see here. We'll go look at this. So this is the version we finally saw. Oh look, more people, but originally we had droids.
I remember. Because that's what you were, I know you've brought up many times because we were looking for them and they weren't there.
I was pissed. I'm like, this is it. So the only droids we get are like Coke droids that don't move.
But to be fair though, like that little guy right there, your arrow is, they tip that sucker over like nothing.
Yeah.
Somebody trip over one of these things, stub their toe, break their ankle, they get sued. That's most likely the reasoning.
But even little things like they could do like a mini parade or something with some droids. Like droids on parade, guys. We're going to do something. It doesn't feel, again.
Nope, you want an interactive droid, you have to either build them and you build them yourself or go to the Starcruiser.
Yeah, so we got more proof here. They do have a droid, I guess, running around on the Galactic Starcruiser. Now, again, go to Steel City Con in Pittsburgh.
They're all over.
They're all over the place.
They used to, but I don't know if they are so much. I love this. I still said it before. I love the steampunk art too. I don't know who that belonged to, but that was amazing. Yeah, okay, so now they're talking about the battles, and they're talking about how you're supposed to have these battles and like sequences. And we talked about the blasters, like they're using for the Jedi, the lightsaber training. They were supposed to have blaster bolts that would zip through that you could see, and that they would use it for show elements. And we got that directly from cast members behind the scenes.
Yeah, they were working on the technology, and it was supposed to be. I mean, they said the original concept for this, and here's John Williams right here.
Everybody's like smiling at John. Look, everybody's smiling at John Williams.
They said it was supposed to be a living, breathing land. Like you were supposed to feel like you were in a Star Wars spaceport, and there really is nothing there that.
Did they literally just make a Star Destroyer their tabletop in that meeting? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
It's pretty cool, but it's.
Is this Lucasfilm? This might be a Lucasfilm.
But they're all looking at John Williams. I mean, to be fair, I'd be smiling at John Williams too. Yeah. I'd probably look the same way these people did if it was me. But yeah, they're talking about how they're going to have all this stuff. And then now you don't get this. Now you get, you can see the battle here. They had planned out they're going to have these things. They said that they had poached some of the Universal creative people too. Because
Scott Trowbridge was from Universal. Yeah.
And, you think he could have done better, given that he worked for Universal?
Well, no, I think he wasn't allowed to do better. I think, Universal, with Harry Potter, they had nothing to lose. Well, a couple things. One, they had nothing to lose, but also J.K. Rowling was so strict.
That's true.
We've heard from Universal employees that she was just absolutely like, it had to be the best thing ever. And it still is. Infinitely better than Galaxy's Edge.
From this, yes. And then they have the light. That is what we got. And you've probably seen the videos where she has to switch the lightsaber. Now, I want to point out real quick, because I told you that my person told us this, like a while ago, and this was from like spring of last year. Okay, this is what they wrote me and told me, and I told you guys about this in articles. They actually wrote one under the Anonymous. Got some news about the working lightsaber prop. It is nothing big enough to write a story about. The blade is so fragile that it only suspends disbelief as long as it doesn't move. Due to how slim the parts are, the blade arcs to an insane degree. You can see a little of that in the reveal video when they had done some stuff before. Yeah. And like what was said before, the hilt is huge, like old school mag flashlights. The prop may be used for the hotel show, at least for the right entrance, but then she'll hide it in a cubby in the mezzanine and pull out an ignited stunt saber.
Yep.
Very badly.
Yeah, well, I think to be fair, as time goes on, I think they'll get better at hiding it.
Yeah.
They said, look, this was promised, like this kind of stuff was supposed to happen.
For everyone.
For everybody, randomly. Here everybody's just kind of hanging around Batuu, and this was supposed to be like, oh, hey, look, Rey and Kylo Ren are running around. They're not just, walking up to you every once in a while and talking to your kids. It was like, they're actually running around. Chewie's running around. We've seen the spy girl. I don't even remember her name with the blue hair.
I don't know. Well, they were just supposed to send people on missions and do different things, and I don't think they're doing that. They're doing it now with the Starcruiser.
Not
apparently,
to the extent it was
because they have
supposed
a coin or a disc or something that they're using for their missions. But not like what they had promised. Like they promised guests one thing, they gave them something else. All the cool stuff they promised, they put behind the $6,000 paywall.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even cover everything, guys.
No. And this is 2019. This is Al Lutz from Mice Chat. And the Galaxy's Edge and the Galactic Starcruiser that we got it feels like it's about 25% of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. And then on top of that, this price tag, $4,800, $6,000, that they have the executives saying that, it's not for everybody. It's basically for those who can afford it. There's a lot of things you have to buy extra if you want to sit at the captain's table. It's $30 per person per night. If you want, you can get special pictures. It's basically Photoshop, but they're calling it like the CSL photo experience or something, or I forget what it's called. But it's like $100 introductory rate that you can get half an hour worth of photographs in front of special scenic stuff inside the Starcruiser. And you can pay you're not even getting pictures included. Like when we went to Cinderella's Royal Table, at least they gave you a photo.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. On no level is this a good deal. And again, this is coming from Blog Mickey. To say that Disney Parks fans are disappointed is an understatement. If there was any hope that Disney might bring some real entertainment to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the Galactic Starcruiser should be the final nail in the coffin. it should have been a living, breathing land. They should have had areas where, and it looks like they had spaces where they could have like stormtroopers and droids and stuff like that. It does not feel like Star Wars. We said before when we went, it was like a Moroccan flea market. You know, and it does, the buildings and stuff are great, but they're empty. You know, it's just, it feels hollow. Doc Ondar is cool, but there needs to be a lot more than just that one animatronic.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we've been telling you guys this. So now the media, of course, now not all the media, a lot of media is still like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. But some media outlets are coming out and saying, like, I know the one that was at the CNET chick, she was talking about some things I didn't like about it was that we were like scheduled constantly, had to be attached to your phone.
Yeah.
And some of the different things. And now they're putting some negatives. And I don't think Disney likes that they're putting negatives. What makes me mad is we'd say stuff that were like that, wasn't that harsh, and we aren't allowed to go anymore. Yeah. And then these people all got to go in and got paid for it, and then they're allowed to say it. You know, they say it and it's fine.
Oh, I'll be honest. I don't give a shit because I hated having.
It's true. It's so awful.
I used to complain to you. I'm like, I can't be honest. Like, I'm going to test this stuff out, and I can't say, even objectively, like, I don't think this works very well. Have you guys thought about maybe doing this? Like, Disney used to actually listen to feedback, and we were people that were their target audience, you know, going to parks all the time. And, you know, they just don't care. Shut up.
You know, give us your money. Just shut up and give us the cash. We're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Len Tessa's been around a long time. And, you know, he's even calling out and talking about the same things we did about the media access. Go ahead and read it, which is what we've been telling you.
If you love Disney theme parks, you should want to see a free media ecosystem where it's okay for writers to say, yeah, this is
I've said that
right.
before. Yeah, I think that's more courageous. I think if you let people go and let them be honest, I think it takes more balls knowing someone might be critical of something and trying to win them over than it does just bringing all the yes men ass kissers in that always say whatever you want them to say.
Yep, but you should be able to say this isn't great without fear of a $270 billion company trying to hurt their careers or play petty games.
Well, remember they did about, was it the LA Times? They blocked them from movie access over some comments they made?
Yeah, because they were covering the, I think it was the strike.
They were covering something that Disney didn't like
labor dispute or something, or no, I think it was a dispute over the hotel in Anaheim.
It could have been that one.
Something, and then they wouldn't invite them to the movie premiere because of it. And they're like, oh, we just lost their invite. We don't know what happened. Yeah, Disney's a very petty company. They are. I mean, I'm going to be honest.
Well, we had, what's his name, Tom whatever, going out there and writing all hit pieces about Tom Corliss and WWE Today because they're like, they're lying about the Country Bear thing. And it turned out that was an old rumor. That turned out to be true, by the way.
Yeah.
Lana and stuff like that.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the PR guy who runs the Disney Parks blog was actually out there attacking WDW News Today. I'm like, why does this one website get you're fucking Disney? Why does this get under your skin so much? Why? Well,
because they're right all the time.
Why does the fandom menace get under their skin? You know, it's like you're Disney. You shouldn't care. But the reality is they look at the numbers and they're like, oh shit, these videos get tons and tons of views. And our shill videos aren't getting nearly as much, and oh no.
Well, it's funny to me too, though. Like for all the shade they throw, it was just a vocal minority and all this shit. It's not, and the numbers are proving that. When you see like the way the movies fell off a cliff and you know stuff like that, and everybody was calling them out about Book of Boba Fett too. Like they're like, why is Boba Fett hard? You know, why is this becoming the Mandalorian show again? You know. People are actually starting to call them out and they're getting pissed. But what makes me mad is we were doing it for a while now, but now it's cool and everybody still hates us. So whatever.
Yeah, I think this is interesting though. Len, again, he's been doing this for like 20 years.
Everything we've been telling you.
You know, here, many writers are going to tell you how great it is. They don't even believe it themselves. Disney pressures media outlets to say only positive things. No shit. I've been there, literally been there. From people inside right now.
No, we saw this one before. I mentioned this on the video.
Talk among the media is interesting.
6,000, no way. Yeah.
No way. Problem is, I don't think anyone will print that.
I heard that from other people too.
We get to the event and are told if you don't write positive stories, you're not going home. Well, the guy stands.
They're joking. Behind. That's what I was saying about. Yeah, that was a joke though.
It's not.
But it's
True. I mean, not the brass knuckles part.
But they feel like that. That's how they're describing how it feels.
They will literally ask you. They will go around and be like, hey, and they watch. Like, they have a group of people come in for media, and they look at every outlet, and they make sure that you posted the right things at the right time with the right hashtags. And if you forgot something, you are questioned about it.
Well, and then sometimes you've had articles that you had to run through the committee, and it took a month to get approved.
And by the time the article ran, nobody cared.
Right.
You know?
So, I mean, I know they're telling the truth because we've been there. Go ahead. We're going to ask me something else.
Yeah, Len, he said, a couple of things. I love Disney theme parks.
Yep, us too.
I made a very good living covering them. I put my kid through grad school. I've spent and will spend a ton of my own money on some very exclusive things there, including the $5,000 Starcruiser.
Oh, good. Then listen to what Len has to say about it.
But what Disney's doing with media is ultimately bad for Disney itself. I think it's fair to say that there are people in the Disney management at WDI who only listen to the echo chamber.
Oh, yes. We've been telling you.
Yep.
Been telling you.
And shut up valid criticism about long-term quality, story, and value.
We have been telling you guys this. We told you the stories about how you weren't allowed, and you've been there for these meetings. You aren't allowed to say anything negative unless you say something positive first. At these meetings, like if you have a legit concern, like, and you're part of one of these actual meetings, you can't raise any concerns or anything unless you give it positive things first. And even then, they're like, "How dare you?"
Yeah, and it's weird because the whole Disney influencer scene was started by Disney fans who wanted to tell other Disney fans what was worth it and what wasn't worth it.
But now the influencer culture has become, what can I get? I'll get myself big on TikTok and Instagram to see what I can get.
Yeah, you know what? When they're done with you, when TikTok is no longer the flavor of the month, they're done with you, and they'll move on to whatever.
Or if anybody, it's like any controversy around you whatsoever, they're like, "Oh, suddenly you're off the list."
Yeah, ask Tim Tracker how that.
Is he back on?
I don't know if he is or not. But he was one of their biggest spokespeople, and how quickly they tossed him overboard. You know,
we were tossed like overboard too. So
piece of trash. That's all you are. You're a disposable employee.
But I just think it's so funny to me that they're all saying everything we have been saying this entire damn time.
And many of them, I'm not saying Len Testa. I think he's always been pretty honest. I know Pete Werner's been honest, but there are some of them that were very angry.
Disney's ass.
Yeah, very up Disney's ass. Very angry about us being critical of Galaxy's Edge when it opened. And now they're saying the same damn thing. And how quickly they forget that they threw us under the wheels of the bus, just a couple of years ago. Because now it's safe, just like everything else. Now it's safe. Now that people like us
have made it safe.
And we took all the lumps and we got the shit kicked out of us.
We lost media access. We took all the risks.
Access. We got freaking Disney park stalkers. We've had death threats over stupid shit. After people like us make it safe, everybody else comes out and says, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe Disney isn't what they used to be." So come the fuck on.
I know.
Come on.
But it's like, told you all
told
this.
You so.
The reason for this video is because it's a big why I told you so. Because everything we've been telling you, there, boom, boom, boom. What it was supposed to be, what we got, all the cuts, why it's behind a payroll, what we've been saying about media, and what you're told to do. Boom, boom, boom. Just like we told you. Exactly like we told you.
Yep. And I look for this to continue, especially with Bob Chapek at the helm and the value being stripped away from Disney.
But nobody I have seen thinks it's legitimately worth the price. They might tell you it is, like, publicly, because they have to get invited to the next thing. They want to get invited next time they open, like when they open the the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. They want to go to that. So they're not gonna tell you the truth because they're gonna lose their invite.
And that's how it works. Basically, if you say bad things at the one event we bring you in for, you don't get invited to the next event.
I think people would respect Disney more if they actually found some people that were like ones who have been critical and said, "Hey, why don't you come check it out?"
Yeah.
I think people would be like, "Okay, well, they actually legitimately want, to get a fair perspective." And I mean, it's people that are critical sometimes, could take it the other direction as well. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to go clear the other way. So if they could find, people that would be legitimately fair, I think that would be the best thing they should do.
Yep, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
I did not expect to do another stupid Galactic Starcruiser video.
I know, but I wanted to point this stuff out because I was like, are you kidding me right now? Literally, I was like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not shocked at all. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it is what it is. And now more people, since it's safe, they're going to come out and they're going to speak out. Because it's finally gotten to a point where it can't be ignored anymore between how Disney treated their employees during the pandemic and the cheapening of the Disney experience, you can't ignore it anymore.
I wonder, did they stop giving out the money they used to give out to travel agencies and stuff and blogs that would do advertising?
I don't know. They used to give co-op money out.
I wonder, did they stop giving the co-op money and that's why everybody's suddenly honest?
I don't know.
Because I mean, now it just depends on what hits you get on your stuff, and the ad rates are down, so you got to get hits where you can get them.
Mickey's not paying his protection money anymore.
I'm just like, I'm like, is that what's going on? I have to wonder.
I wonder that.
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.